1. K Dinero 1.
Yo!
How you doing, K Dinero 1?
What's up, my guy?
What's up, man? So did you choose the number 1 because there was already a K Dinero taken?
Yes, unfortunately, there was somebody that took my name.
Well, you were supposed to say no because you put 1 after it because you're number 1.
I like that. Let me pull up my notes.
Oh, we got notes today. I like it.
Yes.
You guys got notes today. I got notes. Always got some notes. Got my Jason and Freddie t-shirt on today.
I like it.
Here we go. Got to dress the part.
Okay.
So, this is our 4th or 5th. This is our 5th one, right? Our 5th horror movie discussion.
Let's see. So, our first horror movie discussion was which was the first one?
Macabre,
and then it was Daddy. Come to Daddy, right?
Come to Daddy was the 3rd one. What was the 2nd one?
Second one. Okay, it was one that you chose.
Yeah.
We did the alligator one, right?
Crawl was the last one we did.
Crawl was the last one. What was the second one? No. Why do we not know?
Dude, I don't even remember. I'm gonna.
You know why? It's because we're getting old. We're almost 40. Our fucking brains aren't as
You're gonna make me look now to find out, dude. Let's see. It was. What was it? Oh, The Lighthouse, bro.
Oh yes, The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
So, we actually, with all 4 of those movies, we've been pretty happy with all of them except for Crawl.
Crawl was pretty. I don't know. Crawl. They could have done a way better. Alexandra Aja, or whatever the fuck his name.
Yeah.
He should have done a way better job directing that movie. It was mediocre. And how many fucking flares can you have in your fucking pocket, dude?
Right. Many.
Yeah, like she had like fucking 10. Like how do you have that many flares?
What'd you just crack open?
I cracked open a Bud Light seltzer.
Oh, you need to let me know how they are. I've never had one. I got my yellow as usual. But cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
So, as you all know, I am Horror Movie Dad, and this is K Dinero. We've been friends since high school. We're talking horror movies on my channel here. We're live on Instagram. On IGTV later on, and then maybe a few days later, I'll post it up on my YouTube channel, Dad Watches Horror Movies, so you can check it out there. So, we're going to discuss today a movie that we recently watched. This was Kenny's choice, aka K Dinero, but I'll be calling him Kenny. And because that's his real name, and we are real friends.
Yes, that is true.
Deal. So, but we decided
1996.
Right? Yeah. 96, freshman year is when I met you, high school.
Yep.
Graduated in 2000, man. We're old pies now.
Yes, we are.
We're old pies, but we still have the nice, crusty feeling. I don't even know what the hell that meant.
It sounds like it would not be fun to go into.
Yes, please don't go into my pie.
Crusty pie.
So, this is our 5th Dad and Dinero discussions.
Yep.
Call them D3s.
Yes, sir.
So, it's Kenny's choice. And Kenny chose for us to watch The Midnight Meat Train from 2008. This was released in 2008. So we need to go back and remember how movies were made then, where CGI was not perfected, but it was there, and it was there everywhere.
I will say this, with this movie, the practical effects were very good. The only complaint that I do have is there was a few scenes, because our televisions now are so high def, where you can tell what blood is real and what blood is like computer simulated. But other than that, I will say this. I want to give an A+ acting for my guy Bradley Cooper in this horror movie. Because I've never seen Bradley Cooper in a horror movie. and it's got to be one of his very first movies that he did. It was pre-Hangover.
It was pre before anyone really knew who he was.
Pre-Hangover, and I want to say his acting in this movie was really good. It was. Yeah. It just goes to show you how well of an actor he is now, and you know how many movies he's been. But like, right. I'm gonna say off the bat, there's a few notes that I found out. If any movie is involved or based off Clive Barker, I'm all the way in.
Right, he was a good author. Wrote some good books, man.
Yeah, and apparently this was a short story written by Clive Barker.
Right, and they made it into a full movie. Good knowledge. I like the research.
I did do my research.
The research over here, bro.
I did do my research. And also, I would like to say the actor Vinnie Jones, who played, I guess, the guy who, the villain, his name is Mahogany.
Yeah.
His name is Mahogany. And I will say this. If there's anyone that could use a fucking meat, what was it, a meat pallet, or what the fuck was he using?
A meat tenderizer.
A meat tenderizer.
Well, a really big one. I think what they use that for? They use that to break the bones in the meat.
If there's anybody who's ever used a meat tenderizer, it's that fucking guy.
Yeah.
And dude, he never like, spoiler alert. He never says anything until the end, and he just looks and stares, and he's just like.
He's one of those silent assassins, and as we know from a lot of horror movies, a lot of the assassins are silent. We can go down to Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers. To what's his name, the clown in Terrifier. What is it, Ed the Clown or something like that? I forgot what his name was, but a lot of silent assassins, very popular. He was one of them. He was. He's known for the movie Snatch, though.
Oh, yes. He always plays a tough guy gangster role in United.
Art, thank you. Sixth chapter said Art, not Ed. Art the Clown. Thank you very much, Sixth. So Art the Clown from Terrifier. Another silent assassin. So we get those all around. But before we kind of dive in more, I'll read the synopsis here for Midnight Movie. In case anyone hasn't even seen it. But the thing is, if you're watching this, you're going to get spoilers from us anyway. But I'll read it off right now. The most terrifying ride you'll ever take. The photographer Leon lives with his girlfriend and waitress Maya, waiting for a chance to get in the photo business. When Maya contacts their friend Jorge, he schedules a meeting for Leon with the successful owner of Arts Gallery Susan Hoff. This thing is long as shit. Okay, you know what? I'm going to jump down. Dude, this thing is like 2 paragraphs long. I've never seen that. Okay, we'll go down there. Let's see. So basically, that's the beginning of the story. This guy finds out that there's a crazy train with this weird guy on it, and he follows them all around the city trying to find out why all these people are missing, and he thinks this guy, which is Mahogany, the big-ass fool, is taking them all out. So that's kind of just the gist of it. I'm not going to read this whole damn paragraph.
Well, remember, okay, so and his girlfriend's friend wanted him to meet a famous artist, like an artist or photographer. And so originally he always wanted to take black and white photos of capturing the city, because he was always like super involved with how the city works and, you know, what makes it tick. And, you know, he just wanted to take pictures to see how the city lives and all that. And so when he brings the photos to this lady who is a professional, she kind of like yawns at him and says, boring, like you need better stuff. And so obviously him being a photographer, he goes home. What?
I said he needs heart. He needs more heart in those photos.
Yeah.
Put some crime in photos.
So remember, he follows these thugs in the street, and then he captures the thugs going into the subway. And what the thugs do is they are actually mugging a pretty model-looking girl. And so while he's taking pictures of these muggers trying to get this girl. I don't know what they're trying to do. I remember they put a knife to her face, and it was actually pretty terrifying. Instead of him helping, he's just taking pictures because he wanted to get the realistic, you know, like the realistic view of what's happening in the situation. And so he finally realizes, like, yo, I got to help out this girl. And so he basically tells them to look up here, come get me, and then points at the camera. And then the girl kisses him and then basically goes down the stairs and goes into this train. And as he takes a picture of this girl going into the train, we find out that she becomes missing. And that's how he becomes obsessed with the midnight meat train.
Right, right. And this whole process leads to him giving the pictures to the art gallery, the lady who owns the art gallery, and she loves them, and she's asking him, you need to get me some more pictures like this, and you're in my art gallery, and that's that. But what I gotta say is, what pretty lady model is walking around by herself at 2 a.m. going in the subway?
Oh, I know, right?
Like, it's even if you're not considered pretty by America's standards, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
Vulnerable. You're a small female. Why the hell are you in the subway at 2 a.m.?
What city were they in, anyways? I have no idea.
Subway. I'm thinking it was New York, but they never really showed any landscape at all, really.
Yeah.
So, but it seems like New York's the subway. The subway system was massive. When they showed the subway, it was like multiple levels.
Dude, I totally thought Bradley Cooper's girlfriend was hella fucking that guy that
Brooke, bro.
Jurgis. So
Jurgis.
her friend Jurgis, who introduced, let's see, what was her name? Lee Cooper, I think, was the lady, the artist, the main artist. And so I totally thought that he was banging her. For some reason, I thought, like, during the movie, like, he was going to come in and all of a sudden Jurgis is just giving it to his girlfriend. And he just goes, no! Like, it's just like, you know, and then he's the midnight meat train. And, like, you know, all these fucking...
Meat train, bro!
Yeah.
He comes in and he has sex with everyone's wives and girlfriends. And he calls himself the midnight meat train, bro.
Oh man, shout out to Ricky Moneymaker. I see you, my guy. Shout out to a B Game original.
There we go. Dude, and Brooke Shields was the art gallery owner.
Oh, okay. I'm tripping. It wasn't Lee Cooper.
Shields was the art gallery owner, but it was Leslie Bibb. Nice last name. Was Maya was the girlfriend.
Yes. I thought Jurgis was gonna be fucking boning Maya sometime in the movie, because it's just weird to, like, you have this hot girlfriend. Who the fuck is this guy? Like, who's this creepy guy? Like, are you banging my girl, dude? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like right. I don't know. Jurgis. I don't know. I didn't like Jurgis from the start. I always thought he was just had some kind of weird thing for his girlfriend.
There's I think we mentioned it before. It's where we're talking about. This is in 2008, and this is when CGI wasn't that great yet. It was good, but it wasn't that great. Oh, what's up, Matt? Cozzolino's on. How you doing, bro?
Cozzolino.
Nice watching you last night on Kenny's KD TV.
It was good.
So, yeah. Anyway, what was I? Oh yeah. So 2008 CGI. It wasn't perfected yet. It was. You can go good with it, but you can tell the difference. And Midnight Meat Train kind of almost went with a half and half, to where they did CGI gore and then they did practical gore. All the practical stuff was great, but the CGI stuff I was not a fan of, especially with the first kill when what's his name? Jurgis, right? That's his name? No, Mahogany. When he grabs that tenderizer and smacks the first victim in the face and his eyeballs pop out, that was straight CGI all the way, and it was not done well. I wasn't a fan. And Kenny is buffering. So, buffering Kenny. Anyway, to keep continuing, the person. Did you hear anything I said? The person, the person
Absolutely.
that got his eyes bashed out.
Oh
that
yeah.
guy, Ted Raimi. That's Sam Raimi's brother.
Oh, his brother.
Yeah.
Dude, I reckon. How did he? Like, that's when I was like, dude, he got like a really good cameo. Like, how did he? How did he get? Like, when anytime you see Ted Raimi, you think Sam Raimi. You think that he has some kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when I saw Ted, this is the second time I've seen this movie. I saw this movie back in 2008, and then I see it again now. So I didn't
watch an hour before.
What?
What was better, watching an hour before?
I think I remember when I first watched it, I really enjoyed it. This time I still liked it, but I was a lot more picky with what I was watching because I watched it back in 2008. So you live in the time of the movie that was made, and so you're pretty impressed by it. But looking back, this is where I think a lot of horror movies that were made like in the 2000s, in the early to mid 2000s, a lot of those I don't give a lot of thumbs up to, because this is when they start using CGI and you can tell how fake it is. And
dude, I will say there was a few.
It's always better. The 2000s horror movies, I'm not overall. I'm not a fan of.
I will say this. Let's see. Hold on. There was a few parts. Let me turn off my Wi-Fi so that my phone is good. Okay. So there were a few scenes that were practical that I really, really liked. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a scene where he literally takes off each person's tooth and nail and takes out their eyeball, and then he like shaves their head. And then when he grabs the hook and he punctures the hook through both ankles, I was like, oh my God, I could feel it. And then he just hangs them up. And then there was another scene that was hella funny. In the end, right? When Maya, what's her name? Yeah, when Maya when Maya goes into the train and Bradley Cooper is like at the end and he comes in, it's hella funny when Mahogany, right? He's working on the blonde girl, and then she comes in and Mahogany has this girl, just this naked girl just hanging on him, and he sees her and he just throws the fucking girl on the ground, dude. Like, so much disrespect, bro. It didn't even matter. He just like threw her on the ground, like, dude. I was like, damn.
No
you
respect
remember that part?
Yes, I do.
I was like, fuck. Holy shit.
Dude, when he and also good practical effect when he scoops out the eyeballs with the scooper.
And you see the eyeball fucking like the nerve or the fucking stem.
Dude, I have a question, and maybe you can answer this. What the hell? Okay, this is another reason why I like Midnight Meat Train, because there are a lot of questions that are not answered. And good horror movies leave you in question about things, and that's what I enjoy. But I can't stand a horror movie that tells you everything, that gives you every angle. But what the hell was on Mahogany's chest, and why was he cutting them off, and why was he keeping them?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
What the hell was weird? It was like random.
They were like barnacles.
Yeah, it was like a barnacle on his chest, and then he cut him off, and he put him in a jar, and he saves them all. What the fuck is that about, dude?
I think Mahogany, before on the Midnight Meat Train, he was actually on a fucking ship with fucking the cat. What is that? The Pirates of the Caribbean. He's like went from Pirates of the Caribbean, now he's Mahogany. And so yeah,
he was in Davy Jones' Locker. Just came out of Davy Jones' Locker.
Yes. I mean, what do you think? Those look like barnacles. They didn't look. Were they warts?
I don't know, man.
And why would you collect them? Why would you collect them?
The guy is fucking crazy.
Is he gonna?
I don't know. so right there, that right there was like, okay, this is taking a turn to the weird, and I kind of like it. I'm a fan of the weird horror crap because before that happened, it was a typical horror movie. The beginning of Midnight Meat Train, I wasn't too entertained. It was kind of lagging. It was drawing in. It was boring me. I would take random breaks, get something to drink, whatever. But then once like it started from the middle on, I did not leave my seat, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, no. There was okay. This is how it was for me. The beginning caught my attention, and then there was about 20 minutes where I was very sleepy. Like I was almost like I was like closing my eyes. I was just like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, it just went, oh, do you know who is okay? From the beginning of the movie, I was very entertained to like when the whole obsession that happens with him with the where they think he's crazy and like he can't sleep. Like there's a part where it gets really fucking boring, and like there's this part where like he takes pictures of his girlfriend and she's taking off her clothes, and he's like, I can't do it. I cringed. It was so cringy. Like, bro, your girlfriend's hot, and she's telling you to take pictures of her, and you're just like cringing, having flashbacks. Like, what are you, gay, bro? Like, dude, get hard, bro. She's hot. Like, dude, handle that shit, or else Jorge is gonna handle it for you, bro.
He's gonna bring the Midnight Meat Train to her bedroom.
Jorge is gonna come through, bro. Watch out for Jorge. All right, so there was that part that was a little like slow, and I remember closing my eyes, right? And all of a sudden, I remember hearing a scream, and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And all of a sudden, I see Rampage Jackson. Do you know Rampage?
Oh,
dude,
that's my favorite part.
Rampage Jackson is in the fucking, he's in the Night Meat Train getting his ass kicked by the mahogany.
What? He holds his own pretty
well. But guess what? This is where shit gets crazy because, you know, in real life, you know, this is why I like this movie is because, dude, if I was in a train with Rampage Jackson, and even if I had a meat tenderizer, that guy still probably kicked my ass. So,
dude, he gave him a run for his money, dude. Rampage
but then the conductor said, I had enough of this. Conductor. Right. And I was like, whoa. I was like, who is this conductor? And all of a sudden, an evil conductor comes out of the fucking control room and just blasts the guy in the head. He's like, you made mistakes. Or like, he's like, mistakes were made. And then it's just like, what the fuck?
So then there's this overline, there's this umbrella above him now to where it goes, okay, he's got a boss, there's something going on, there's a reason why it's happening, and then it pulls you in going, okay, this is not just some psycho on a train, there's some higher power at work here. And for those who just joined us, this is Dad and Dinero Discussions. We are talking Midnight Meat Train. Thank you for joining. Prissy Tiffy's a 5 for 5. She's joined us here again. We got other ones. Owner of the building says, what's up? He's laughing. What's going on, man? And we're in this. So I'm looking at my notes too. That's why you see me kind of looking over. I'm scanning through my stuff. Let's see. Okay, so I guess we can start Kenny's buffering. I guess we can start moving toward a little bit more towards the end here. There was, yeah, you got me?
Yep.
There were two things. Actually, I'm gonna name three more things that were buffering for me.
All right.
What's up?
There was two things. What were those two things?
Actually, three things that I want to bring up before we get towards like the end, the conclusion of the movie and everything like that. So, number one, I mentioned before about that model being out at 2 a.m. You know, and like at 2 a.m. by yourself.
Maybe. Oh, no, hold on. Maybe it's New York, and the bars don't close till 6, and maybe she was trying to get some cocaine.
Okay, possibility. Okay, all right. So, but secondly, Okay.
Dude, a lot of models do cocaine, Josh.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So, secondly, okay, it's called the Midnight Meat Train, but when you look at the schedule, it's all around 2 a.m. the stuff is happening. So it should be the 2 a.m. meat train. All right?
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, letting you know, the 2
Yeah,
a.m. meat train, but
the midnight meat train.
who the hell is going to watch
meat.
who the hell is going to watch a movie called the 2 a.m. meat train though? Nobody. So you say Midnight Meat Train, it works a lot better. It flows nicely.
Yeah, you're
So,
right.
by the way, when what's his name? Bradley Cooper is on the train following Mahogany or whatever, following him through the train. It's 2 a.m. It's like 2 a.m., 2:15. There are 2 kids selling candy on the train. What kids go around?
I just realized that.
On a train.
They don't even look 18.
At 2 a.m. on a train? Dude, I was like, okay, whatever, bro. That bothered me. And then...
Because you're a parent. You're a parent, too. You would know that. You'd be like, what the fuck?
If you're going to sell candy, if you're a kid, you want to sell candy for your baseball team or something, dude, you sell it during rush hour, man.
Hey, let me ask you this, Josh, if your kids, like let's say Josh Jr., JJ,
Yeah.
how old do you think those kids were?
I'd say they're like 13.
If your son at 13, let's just say 15 years old, all right, and he went and told you, he's like, Dad, I know I'm going to be late tonight because I have to catch a train at 2 a.m. to sell candy.
No. No.
Well, you'd be like, what?
No.
They're like, but it's so funny because think about this.
Hey, JJ, go get your hustle, bro. Go get your hustle. Bring me back some.
Hey, think about this. Let's just step into the movie, like right now. Like, let's just bring our reality in this movie. How the fuck do you think those kids told their parents that they were going to go at 2 o'clock in the morning to catch a fucking subway train to sell candy to strangers?
I don't think they told their parents. They had to have snuck out, bro, because
really though, like, come on.
Any parent wouldn't let that happen. Sane parent. Of course, there's insane parents who don't care about their children.
Let's be realistic, right? If I was on
2 of them.
Yeah, if I was 15 years old and I was on a subway train, like, I'd be trying to go to a strip club. Like, I'm not trying to sell fucking candy. Like, I'm trying to get, like, I'm into trouble. Like, I want to do something crazy because it's 2 a.m. and I'm 15 years old and I'm with my best friend and we're on the subway. Like, I would be doing YouTube. I'd be doing TikTok videos. I'd be like, it's 2 a.m. My parents out. TikTok, what? Like, dude, what the fuck?
Hey, Mahogany buys a candy bar from them.
He does.
He does.
So does that mean Mahogany has a sweet small like soft spot for the kids?
Maybe he just wanted him to leave too. You know, get him out of his.
So, So I want to say this about Midnight Meat Train. The acting was really good. Everybody who acted in that movie was superior. I want to know more about this director. It's the director sounded like it was a Japanese director. So maybe this director. Can you see who directed?
Ryûhei Kitamura.
Yeah.
Ryûhei Kitamura.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to be Japanese. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Hey, you're half Japanese.
I am a quarter Japanese.
Quarter Japanese.
My mom is half and half.
There you go.
So I want to say this director, like, okay. This movie was entertaining when the practical effects happened. I really enjoyed it. Vinnie Jones, who plays Mahogany, did a great job. I would actually like, dude, I absolutely hate it when everybody goes live on my fucking screen and it just tell.
Well,
don't you hate that?
Well,
Huh?
you're already. It gives you a notification that somebody is going live while you're already live.
Yeah.
Right.
So rude. Get it together, Instagram.
Why
What
would
the fuck?
I go see somebody else's live? Congratulations,
Bro,
you're going.
dude,
Awesome.
it's like,
Good for you.
what if you're on the phone? What if I called you? What if I called you on the phone, right? And I'm talking to you, and then I would get text alerts about all my friends who are on their phones with someone else. I don't give a fuck. It's like, hey,
Leave your conversation and go talk to your other person.
it's like I'm trying to have a serious conversation with one of my best friends, Josh, and it's like, hey, Daniel Matson is having a conversation with Buddha. It's like, oh, cool, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if I wanted to talk to my brother, I would call him. But thank you for letting me know that two people are on the phone having a conversation, nothing about the conversation that I'm having with my good friend Josh. I don't know.
Let them know, bro.
I know. I should do, you know what? I should be a Karen and write a fucking dirty letter to Instagram and let them know that, you know what? When I do a fucking live, I don't want to know who else is doing a live. Go fuck yourself. Where the fuck is your manager? Let me see your manager.
Also, when what's his name? Shoot, I can't. Bradley Cooper's on the train. His girlfriend gets on the train, or fiance gets on the train, is on the train too, and he notices that. Remember, is it her? She's got the gun or whatever.
Yeah. And her aim was so horrible.
Point blank range. She's point blank range. It's literally 15 feet. She unloads 2 to 3 shots and completely misses him.
Is that the director being completely sexist? Is that the director saying that? Okay, I know. Look, this is.
Yeah.
I love women, and I love my mom.
You could say the director might be being sexist right there. You could say that.
Basically, what the director was saying is that she had a gun, she had 2 shots, and she completely missed. It's not
point blank range though, too. Not like far away.
You point like this straight. At least get his chest. Pow! Like you had to get like right here, and then you had to get like right there. It's like he's right here.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is go bam.
And he's like 15 feet away at most. At most, it was 15 feet away. Anybody with a handgun will hit a body from 15 feet away, no matter if it's your first time shooting a gun or your last. Doesn't matter. So that was a little bit BS, and that brings you back to the crazy 80s horror stuff of just people making stupid decisions. And then one more crazy scene is when Bradley Cooper, what was his name in the movie? I'm looking. Leon Kaufman. His name's Leon Kaufman in the movie. When he
That's a
jumps
cool name, by the way. I like that name.
Leon Kaufman. It's a good one. Sounds like a photographer. So he jumps on the full speed moving train and grabs on the back and is able to hang on. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I was like, bro, you jump onto the back of that train. It's probably a 1 in 1,000 chance you'll actually grab the bar because it's going so fast. And if you did grab the bar somehow and grabbed on, you're getting your shoulder totally pulled out of its socket or your arm pulled off from all that freaking torque. So that was another BS scene right there.
I agree, but I will say this. I'm
not killing the movie though. I'm just bringing out the stupid little flaws that we can talk about.
I'm pretty sure the director is smart enough to know the flaws that he has. But again, it's a fucking horror movie. It's like, you have to like look at it both sides. But one thing that I definitely really, really liked Bradley Cooper for, or the director for making this happen, is when he goes to the meat plant and you see him, he gets the hook, right? And like, there's almost like a Red Dead Redemption scene where it's like two cowboys and they're like ready to fucking shoot their pistols on their side, right? But what I really enjoyed was the fact that Bradley Cooper, keep saying his real name, Leon Kaufman.
There you go.
He had his regular clothes on, right? And then he literally put underneath like the fucking chain outfit that butchers wear so they don't get stabbed. And then he had like on his side like a fucking like 8 knives, like 8 butcher knives, and on the other side he had like 8 butcher knives. So it almost was like it was like a wild west like a duel. And it was cool. Like it wasn't like over the top, but I really thought it was funny how Jurgis was still alive and how he's witnessing everything. And at the end, when Leon Kaufman kicks Mahogany out the train, is he tries to grab the side of the door and he uses his knife, and instead of grabbing the side, he's just straight fucking guts Jurgis, dude.
Yeah.
That was good. I was like, oh shit.
Dude, that was a good battle.
It was a good battle.
That
Dude,
Indy School train was a good battle.
And let's talk about, okay. Oh, one more thing. Let me hold on to that thought.
Yeah.
Because I got 2 empties. I gotta refill real quick. And I got some notes that I wrote down in my brain that I recognize, and I want to know if you recognize that too.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So for those who have joined us late or now, this is Dad and Dinero Discussions. We are discussing the horror movie The Midnight Meat Train, which came out in 2008. So we're about to now discuss the ending of the movie. We've been talking for about almost 40 minutes now. So we normally do this for about an hour, maybe hour, give or take. So, but that's what we're talking about. And spoiler alert for sure. So if you haven't seen the movie, you're going to know everything about it. So, but here we go. So Kenny was saying that he had some things he's noticed in the movie.
Okay. So what I always like movies, and here's another cliche horror movie, fucking same written story every time.
Yeah.
Leon Kaufman goes to the police, and then he talks about, yo, I got these pictures, like blah, 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 blah. And then the detective's like, well, why are you stalking her? Right? So like the police always are like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, get the fuck out of my office. Then what I know is that when Jurgis and Maya go to Mahogany's apartment, which was a really cool scene because they really got to see all the tools. And like he had the fucking dry cleaned fucking he had the dry cleaned suits, like 8 of them, just like bam, 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 just all lined up. And another thing too, when you look in Mahogany's apartment, you'll notice that everything is from like the 1940s, from the alarm clock, from the stereo, from the shaving cream. Everything in there was not of that time. And so when Jurgis actually gets fucked up by Mahogany and Maya realizes it and she runs to the police, she goes back to the same detective, the lady detective, right? And she basically is like,
Beyonce.
She basically thinks she's an idiot, right? But here's the thing that I noticed. The detective had a necklace on, and she had a pendant. And the pendant was the same pendant that was on Mahogany's ring. And that's did you notice that?
I did not notice that at all.
I noticed that.
Because in the end, we find out about her.
So, and then I knew. When I saw the ring, because they really showed the symbolism of the ring. It almost looks like a pentagram, but it's not. Yeah. It has more it's like a star, like with 8 sides. But when I noticed that the detective had that, I was like, she's no good. She's not gonna help you. And then the same detective is like outside when Maya comes outside. She's like, maybe you should catch the 2 a.m. 114 blah 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 train. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, there it is. She's
2
a
a.m.
legend.
meat train, bro. The 2 a.m. meat train.
The 2 a.m. meat train. All right, let's talk about the end.
Okay. So this is where I ended up liking the movie almost.
Even more?
This is where I ended up liking the movie almost 10 times better by what happened, because
Yep.
it went fucking weird. It went out there, and it left us with so many questions. And and it ended it nicely for me, because it wasn't just some random murder on a train. It was just somebody doing something. And so it ended up coming down to, there are these creatures that live under the city, and they're like vampire maybe creatures or something like that live on the flesh of dead human beings. So
And you
they're
never
down.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, you never know. Like, yeah, this is the last stop, but the way that they filmed it was from an upward angle. So it
Mhm.
was like down. So you always
Right.
kind of wonder, like, where did they really go?
Right. Because the train veers off into another tunnel, and it goes into this like cave area or whatever, where these ancient, and I think these are like an ancient breed of human, cannibalistic human vampires, and all these bodies that they're killing on the train go towards them to feed them. Now the question is, what the fuck are these things? Why are they there? And why do you need to keep feeding them? And that's the question the movie leaves you with. And I
Yep.
love, like, and then who the fuck is this conductor? Who the fuck is this mahogany guy? And why is the police chief or one of the police detectives a part of this too, and keeping it wraps?
And I will say this. We thought that Leon Kaufman and Mahogany had a great scene inside the train. And so what's even better is when the train finally ends, it gets really dark. The bodies are hanging on the hooks. And the conductor comes out and says, "Please step aside from the meat." And that's it. He's the conductor. Like, he's like, like, if you're the conductor, you just go in, you say what you got to say. And he goes back into the darkness. And so as they're like wondering what the fuck is happening, you see these entities that you were talking about, and they come in and they start, dude, there's this one part where one of them grabs one of the bodies on one of the hooks and pulls it down.
Yep.
You can see the hook just like go through the ankle. Oh,
yeah, ankle, right. And so, goes to the ankle on the heel of the foot.
Oh, fuck.
That was nasty.
Dude, that was practical. That was practical effect.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And so when they go outside, right? You think that it's like, oh, like you think it's gonna be that movie where it's like it's a happy ending and they just walk off into the fucking darkness and then the credits roll. Hell no, that ain't gonna happen. Mahogany is still alive. His face is all fucked up, and they go back at it again.
Yeah, on all the bones, on all the human remains.
And then when Leon Kaufman takes the fucking rib, he gets knocked down on the floor, and he cracks this fucking piece of rib, and he just stabs Mahogany in the fucking neck. Like, it was just so brutal.
Right through, like Frankenstein's bolts, bro. It goes right.
And then here is another big part of the movie that I remembered. Remember, Mahogany never talks during the movie. He never talks. And so he puts the fucking bone right through his neck, and like the way he's dying is so crazy. Like the blood's coming out, he can't even speak, and he's like at his last word, and then he goes, "Welcome." And I was like, wait a second, is he saying you're welcome? No. He says welcome, because he knew at that moment, as he was gonna die, the train conductor comes out. And here's what's even crazier. The train conductor goes to Bradley Cooper, aka Leon Kaufman, rips his tongue out, and then he eats the fucking tongue. Do you remember when he eats the tongue?
Yeah. Yes.
So he eats the tongue, right?
Oh, we lost you for a second. Okay, you're good. Go ahead. Continue.
Okay. So tongue, dude, eats his fucking
Yeah.
tongue, looks back. His girlfriend is like laying like on like, these bodies. This
Oh,
conductor
yeah.
motherfucker, bro, fucking puts a knife into her fucking chest and pulls out her heart. Like
Guts
I
are
was just
guts
like,
with the bone. With the bone.
yeah,
Guts are,
oh, with a bone, with a fucking
yeah.
bone. And then, dude, I'm just like this. I'm like, no way. And then all of a sudden he lets him know, he's like, now you're part of us. And then when it goes back to the same apartment and it's to the mirror and it shows him buttoning up his shirt, and then that same detective is there, I was just like, holy fucking shit.
And then Leon Kaufman becomes the next midnight meat train guy. Such a
AKA 2 a.m. meat train guy.
yeah, 2 a.m. meat train. And you know what? That is such a sequel worthy ending. I'm extremely don't know why there was never a sequel made.
You know what? I hope there. You know, I hope
2008. It's been a while. You think there would have been a sequel?
it has been a while. I would hope to see a Midnight Meat Train 2 as and Bradley Cooper is the fucking guy, and have just like another upcoming actor just to like go at him. That would be so. You know, it'd be really weird. This is like super random right now, but how funny would it be if it was the Midnight Meat Train 2 and Kevin Hart was the new guy? So like it's Kevin Hart and Bradley Cooper guy, and Kevin Hart is going crazy. I don't know why. I'm just thinking, why am I thinking this? I don't know, but I just think what Kevin Hart is an actor going with the Midnight Meat Train 2. I mean, I have a vivid imagination, but I don't know. Kevin Hart just like rings a bell, but they could never afford that. Never. They could never afford that. But I just think it would be funny.
We have some information in the comments from Six the Chapter. He said we should check out the Midnight Meat Train Special Definitive Edition book. It includes the short story and copy of the script. He also said that Clive Barker never made a sequel story-wise. And then he also says the monsters are called the Fathers.
The Fathers?
Yeah. So, because I haven't read the short story. It looks like Six the Chapter has, so that's good knowledge to break up on this.
Chapter.
Yeah. So, but like I said, if the movie kept going like it did in the beginning, I would have been very disappointed. But I love how it ramps up, and I really like the ending. Not having have read the short story before, it's good to I can't compare it to that, but it was really good in that aspect. And during a period, the mid to late 2000s, of where I wasn't a fan of the horror movies coming out around then. So for a movie to actually come out around that time and actually have me enjoy it or even somewhat enjoy it is actually a thumbs up for me. So, right.
Dude, I'm gonna give you my rate. So are we doing what's the rating scale?
Do we want to do out of 10? Have we been doing them out of 10 or out of 5? Maybe we should just go.
I think it's 10, right?
Yeah. We'll go out of 10. You can give a half star too if you want.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie, because it has really good acting. I like the director. I liked the villain. I liked everything from it. I am gonna go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10.
Whoa, 9, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
I liked the movie. I really did. I would watch it again. I would watch it again. I liked the movie. I liked, and plus it's Clive Barker. I love Clive Barker.
You know what? I can see how it could be a 9 out of 10 for people, and I'm a little bit more critical, and I also I was not. What bothered me, I was not a fan at all of any of the CGI moments at all. And that almost kind of bothered me. Like when he saw the reflection of himself in the blood, so fake. Some of the blood splatter was just crazy fake. But the practical effects were excellent, so that actually makes me forget almost about the CGI. But I'm going to go ahead and give this one. So don't hate me. I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10.
That's perfectly fine.
I'm not saying a 7.5 when you look back on it, a 75% is a C. Normally when you go back to like school and class and all that crap, but a 7.5 out of 10 is actually a good rating. And especially in my book, that's a good rating. It's something that I would watch again for sure, and I would put it in my, if I have a list of horror movies that I would watch again, that's on it for sure.
Now, would you say, out of all the movies that we have reviewed, would you say this is the best one you've seen?
Okay, so
Macabre,
Lighthouse,
Crawl.
Come to Daddy, Crawl, and now Midnight Meat Train.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say.
Wait, I think we're missing one.
Macabre, Lighthouse, Come to Daddy, Crawl, Midnight Meat Train. So I'm gonna say my favorite one out of those 5 right now is still Come to Daddy.
Come to Daddy was good.
Yeah.
That was really good, and it was funny.
Right.
Okay, let me think. I am going to say, oh, it's so tough though because Come to Daddy was like a horror comedy movie that I really enjoyed watching.
It's like a horror thriller black comedy type thing. So it wasn't.
And then Midnight. Okay, so all right. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go Midnight Meat Train is my first one. Come to Daddy is my second one. I'm gonna say Macabre is my third one.
Lighthouse, then Crawl.
No. Midnight Meat Train, Come to Daddy, Lighthouse, Macabre, then Crawl.
There we go. Crawl is my last one as well.
They could have done so much better on Crawl, man.
Actually, Macabre is my second to last favorite one out of them all. I'd probably go Come to Daddy, Midnight Meat Train, Lighthouse, Macabre, and Crawl. That would be my rating.
Yep, I like that. That's a good one.
We're pretty close there. We're pretty close. So, but I think that might end our conversation. And look, we only got about, I'm looking at the time, we only got about 3 more minutes or 4 more minutes before this live ends anyway. So we wrapped it up nicely, I think.
We did.
We did, dude. So anyway, we'll be doing this again. It'll be my choice to choose the movie. I have a few in my head, but I'm not going to name it right now. I want to see which one I want us to watch, and I got to find out and make sure it's a movie that you haven't seen yet, because that's always the better thing, to watch something you haven't seen. But it also might be kind of cool to watch something we've already seen before too, you know, like because we both already saw Midnight Meat Train, but it's been a while. So, and also we got to make sure that it's on actually a streaming service that we have. So it's got to be on Prime or Netflix.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Oh man, this guy's that's when you hold down the keyboard.
I know.
So,
dude, hold on. Dude,
any last word?
I've been working on an intro to Dad Watches Horror Movies.
Oh yeah. So by the way, I got Dinero working on a score for me for my Dad Watches Horror Movies episodes on YouTube.
You ready?
Yeah. Ready? Let's hear it.
Let me turn it down.
All right. We got 2 minutes left.
simple, dude. Like,
There we
I don't
go.
know.
Dude, it's sounding good right now. You said you're still working on it, so
I'm still working on it.
sounding good, man. I like the little riffs coming in, dude. You can add a little bit more towards the end as it starts breaking, you know.
Hold on.
Oh, the producer is at his best right now. He's trying.
Listen to this one. And I got the fairy.
That a fantasy type right there. That'd be more of a fantasy.
All right, so that's just a little a teaser for everybody that, you know.
So far, dude, good work. We got 30 seconds left. The timer's running down. I can see it. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Check this out on IGTV later. I'll post it up once I get it all done. It's also going to be on my YouTube channel, Dad Watches Horror Movies, in a couple days. So, and if you haven't subscribed to that, please do so on YouTube. And I guess it's up to you, Kenny, if you want me to jump on your live a little bit later.
Yeah. So go ahead, upload your stuff, and then text me afterwards, and then I'll go on my live, and then I'll let everybody know to follow you and vice versa. Peace out.
Yep.